Today, the world could use a little more understanding. Understanding nurtured by shared values. We come together at Kent State. Different dreams, different viewpoints, united by purpose. Preparing to make a difference in our divided world. Wherever you are in your life's journey, come learn with us. Begin at Kent State.
Well, we called him our very own Steve Kornacki earlier in the broadcast, but here again is Gage Wellman to break down the Electoral College map as of right now. Hi, Gage. What do you got for us?
Well, thank you very much, Liv. Thank you very much, Anthony Leonardi at the desk. And at this point in time, we currently have former 45th President Donald Trump, I believe, at 230 Electoral College votes, with the Vice President Kamala Harris at last time I checked 209. Now, currently, we have in play a few scenarios. If the former President Trump was to win the state of Georgia, and coincide with the state of Pennsylvania, you would have a combination in play where the former president takes the state of Alaska, which has not been taken by a Democrat since 1964 when LBJ took it. That would give Donald Trump the necessary momentum. And then we also look at this, the necessary momentum to win the election. Then we also take a look at the state of Wisconsin, which is currently at this point, I believe, currently polling 70% finished. So if that state were to go blue, that would certainly help Harris with anything that Trump takes. If Kamala Harris were to take the states of if she were to finish the northern wall, if she were to take Wisconsin, Minnesota, which I believe is currently polling in favor of the vice president, alongside with Wisconsin, which currently we do not know what the results are. They are too close to determine. But if she were to take the blue wall, which we have seen go back and forth between Obama, Trump, and Biden, we would see that then move the vice president up to president. However, she currently is not polling in the way that her campaign wanted her to in the state of Michigan, especially Michigan, which has a high content of an Arab American population, which did endorse the former president Donald Trump. Alongside that, I don't think that we will see this call tonight, especially with the state of Nevada, which is not yet. We haven't really seen a lot of polling data from them yet. I personally think that this will take a long time. We won't see lots of things going one way or the other for a long time. I think if you're an American, you really just have to sit, wait. I understand that we've been talking about election anxiety and stress. You just got to wait. I understand that's tough. It's a big thing that a lot of people are asking of you right now, but please just stay. If you voted, that's great. Just overall, I think, yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Gage Wellman. Well, Virginia has been called for Kamala Harris. She is the projected winner there.
And let's take another look at that Electoral College map. Nothing has really been changing as of late, aside from, of course, Virginia, like Liv just said. We are still awaiting results from both Pennsylvania and Georgia, as long as some states up north.
At Kent State University, we want all students to develop a global perspective. And with more than 200 study abroad programs in 60 countries, there are many opportunities. One is found in the Central African country of Rwanda, where students connect with survivors of the 1994 genocide.
We're learning about the reconciliation process. Rwanda sort of took a very community-based approach to how they recovered.
In January, a group of Kent State student athletes traveled to Rwanda, where they organized a soccer camp for children.
While we were there, we got to work with kids and spread our knowledge about sports.
And we brought shoes, cleats, soccer balls for everybody.
It was a transformational experience.
The people of Rwanda were full of joy. They were also full of excitement and life.
I think the big thing that I'm going to take home personally from the experience is perspective. There's not just one way to do things.
This was unlike any other academic experience I've ever had.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
All right, let's take a peek at some more updates. Hawaii has been called for Kamala Harris.
And we're going to take another look at issue 44. Yes still has a commanding lead of around 9,000 votes, 57.1% of that vote.
For U.S. President, that has stayed the same since the last time we updated you. Donald Trump has 51%, Kamala Harris is 47.6%.
And for Ohio District 13, Sykes continues to prevail. 53.2% of the vote goes to the Democratic candidate, while the Republican candidate trails by a few votes.
And taking a look at that presidential map, Kamala Harris has 205, while Donald Trump has 230. We haven't seen a lot of movement from Trump at 230, but expect to see that as we have some northern states that are slowly starting to get their final counts in.
I feel like her heartbeat is like same speed as mine. And I think we have this like deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and Mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, you know, it's gonna be cool. She's my superhero.
Good job, Kitty Cat.
When we adopted Lucky, we discovered all the wonderful things that make her unique.
Lucky's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly she's pure love.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here.
Wait.
What?
I can't drive.
Why?
My.
Oh.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
I don't remember how it started. Our back and forth. Victory. Fumble. Repeat. It always came back.
Dad! Okay, here we go, throw it! Yeah.
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Nice.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover their unique mix of all kinds of traits.
Where'd Wiley go? Where's Wiley? Ah, there she is. Paw?
Do you remember being an ancient wolf? Do you ever feel the call of the wild?
You're a renegade cop, and I'm a con woman with nothing to prove. But together, we could really solve this murder. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but all of them are pure love.
We got some more updates. This one is holding the same, though. Donald Trump, 51% of the popular vote. Kamala Harris, 47.6% of the popular vote.
And the projected winner for the Ohio Senate, Bernie Moreno, is projected to take down Sherrod Brown.
And the projected winner for the Portage County Sheriff position is Bruce Zukowski. That means that despite all of the controversy, Portage County has chosen to have Zukowski as their sheriff yet again for another term.
And the projected winner for the Portage County Treasurer, Joe Byka.
Let's take a look at that electoral college map, folks. Well, if I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. Donald Trump's at 203 votes. Kamala Harris is at 205. But we think we'll see some movement before we head off air here very shortly. So stay tuned for that.
Heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Well, Liv, like we said earlier, it sounds like Bernie Moreno is going to pull out this election.
That's right, and we saw that Sherrod Brown, we've had people on the ground live at his party. Let's take you now to his concession speech.
We may be tempted to say hope was not enough. We might be tempted to second guess ourselves and question whether we worked hard enough or long enough. That is not our story tonight. We believe that all work has dignity. We always will. We believe in the power of people over corporate special interests. We always will. We believe if you love this country, you fight for the people who make it work. We always will. This is a disappointment, but is not a failure. It will never be wrong. It will never be wrong to fight for organized labor. It will never be wrong to fight for the freedom of women. to make their health care decisions. It surely will never be wrong. It surely will never be wrong to fight for civil rights and human rights.
Posted anything on social media yet, nor has a victory speech been posted to CNN.
Stick with KSTV for more updates on the 2024 election. We will be live tomorrow at 6 with more details about Ohio's Senate race, including more footage from Sherrod Brown's watch party. What are we doing? Okay.
All right, well, you see it. Donald Trump, 51%. Kamala Harris, 47.6%.
And the projected winner of Portage County, Donald J. Trump.
And the projected winner for Portage County is Bernie Moreno. And we look at that electoral college map, we've seen some movement. Kamala Harris now has 210 electoral college votes. We're not quite sure what state was called, but she's continuing to climb up those ranks while Trump has stayed stagnant at 230. Now, results will be coming in throughout the night. Gage Wellman told you himself it's believed that we will not see the final winner called until tomorrow, with Pennsylvania still counting mail-in ballots, as well as mail-in ballots still being counted in Minnesota and Wisconsin.
At Kent State University, student athletes from around the world find their home away from home.
My dream has always been to come to the United States and play basketball on a college level.
I'm gonna be the first graduate in my family. It's a big thing for me.
The faculty members here at Kent State are incredible.
I feel like Kent State, it has all the opportunity in the world.
Northeast Ohio is the ideal place for them to excel athletically and academically. From the moment they arrive, students are surrounded by a network of support that helps them thrive and achieve their dreams.
We are a family, so helping each other out is one of the most important things.
Straight away I knew I had people that I could count on. As soon as I got here, between coaches, friends that I met pretty early on, I feel like this is a second home now.
This is the place. This is it. Coach Starkey, he always asks about how you're doing.
Our coaches are so supportive. They make you better athletes, and so many of those qualities are transferable. You're going to come out of here being a successful student athlete.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here.
Wait.
What?
I can't drive.
Why?
My.
Oh.
I got you. Oh, yeah, I got him.
That stupid controller froze again.
You're only saying that because you're losing.
Bet you bought the cheap one.
My controller is junk too. Is this even real?
You're spending less, so...
Yeah? We'll just buy it again?
Smart kids.
Who are you?
Or what are you?
Hey, I was wondering if you guys wanted any... OMG, it's McGruff.
Yes, I am.
He's not my Uncle McGruff, the crime dog. He's an imposter. He's a fake. Oh!
I am McGruff the crime dog. He is the fake. And so is that controller you're holding. It's gonna break. And that, Pops...
could blow up in your face.
That's right, Scruff. Let's take a bite out of crime together and protect ourselves against fakes. Like him. Who says you're not the fake?
Dude, you're literally missing an arm.
You are smart kids. You're smart. Buy smart.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma. I have a mentor, and she convinced me to continue my education. No one receives a diploma alone. If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
All right, so we're coming towards the end of our time here. Anthony, this was your first time covering an election with KSTV.
Yeah, it was a rather hectic one.
It was, yeah.
Election night is a lot crazier than I expected, even though I did know that going into it I was going to be surprised and a lot of crazy stuff was going to be happening. So it's definitely a crazy experience to say the least.
I mean, I got to work with Sydney Brown, our news director, who you all saw this evening, in the 2020 election for the midterms. That was a 2. Tonight was about a 37. It was really crazy. We had a lot of things, and I think just something that we really want to talk about is how we were surprised by several of the races throughout the whole night. The polls had really been heavily leaning towards, against Sheriff Bruce Sikowski. So I think we were both a little surprised to see his name pop up there and get the message in our ears from our producer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the numbers for him seem to be down sort of all night, and then out of nowhere, we just see these results come in, and hey, he won. So, I mean, that was just by far, in my opinion, the craziest part of this show for me was just that it was kind of out of left field. I didn't expect it whatsoever.
Well, Lex said, they only had 55% counted when she left around probably 11:30, so there's still a lot left, and that doesn't just apply for local races. We're going to continue to see state and the presidential election stuff be voted throughout a very, very long time. Anthony, let's just for fun, when do you think the presidential election is going to be called?
Well, I actually think that this election will be called by tomorrow.
Okay.
I think that just because there is a lot of states that are around that like 70. Georgia, it says greater than 95%, according to, I believe, the New York Times, that a lot of that state's ballots have been counted, and that is one of the big swing states. As long as Pennsylvania, I think they're teetering around 80 to 90%. So I think we should see some results from them at some time tomorrow. I also think that those states out west, like Nevada, will inevitably be called sometime tonight.
Yeah. Anthony, I do hate to break it to you. It is tomorrow. It is in fact tomorrow. It is no longer election day. It is Wednesday, November 6th. This has been a very long one. I appreciate you guys for sticking with us. Let's take one more look at these results. Now we're...
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Alrighty, and we will be taking a look at some of those results for the final time tonight. As we can see, Donald Trump still leading with the 51% vote, about 61 million votes. Kamala Harris is at 47.6% with 57.5 million votes.
Well, we said it earlier, Kamala Harris is projected to win Hawaii.
And issue 44 still with a commanding lead, 57.1%, almost 9,000 more than the alternative option, which has 42.9% of the vote.
For the U.S. House of Representatives, Amelia Sykes has a lead of 53.2%. We've seen those numbers growing and changing throughout the night. Coughlin at 46.8%.
And the projected winner for the Ohio Senate, Bernie Moreno, has defeated Sherrod Brown, the incumbent.
And one more look at that presidential election result map. Kamala Harris has 210, Donald J. Trump has 230. We still have about a handful of states that are still to be called, so please tune into KSTV tomorrow for more looks at the race as we believe it will be called around tomorrow. We just want to take an opportunity to say thank you to everyone who worked on this show. This show was an absolute monster to put together. We had a team of probably 30 to 40 people who worked to create this. So thank you to everyone on production who worked tirelessly throughout the day, all of our reporters live and in studio who provided excellent coverage, and the broadcast reporting class. Anthony, you're in that class.
I am, and thank you to all my fellow students that have worked really hard on their packages to give us these stories that inform us about what's going on in our area.
That is all the election coverage Kent Stater TV will be offering for the night.
For more updates on the election, stick with Kent Stater TV and KentWired.com.
From all of us here at Kent Stater TV, thank you so much for being with us.
I'm Anthony Leonardi.
I'm Liv Sharp. Have a great night, Portage County.
I feel like her heartbeat is like same speed as mine, and I think we have this like deep connection, this heart connection in her heart, that there's room for me and Mom. When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer. It's a sensory thing. It's a thing with Asperger's.
She's really good with Anya. I've seen adults react to my daughter when she has meltdowns, like she's from a different planet. And this little animal just sat next to my child and was just like, you know, it's gonna be cool.
She's my superhero.
Good job, Kitty Cat.
When we adopted Lucky, we discovered all the wonderful things that make her unique.
Lucky's a little bit of a lot of things, but mostly she's pure love.